I recently turned 21, and I believe that in the next 1 year, I'm going to become a millionaire. And the reason for that is because of a few beliefs that I've inculcated into my mind recently that I think are going to help me on this journey. The first one is the Matthew principle. The Matthew principle is about how to those that have, more will be given, and to those that don't have, what they have will be taken away from them. And I like to think of this in a very esoteric and spiritual and subconscious manner. And I attribute so much of this knowledge that I recently gained to Nero Knowledge. He's an amazing Nero or Nero, I've pronounced it wrong, I guess, but he's an amazing source of information. And I'm so happy that I came across his channel. But this is a beautiful concept, you know. If in your mind you put in the reps and you keep building up, eventually there's going to come a point where it goes slowly and then suddenly it just bursts up. So success is something that happens exponentially. But at the same time, so is failure. So if you don't do the reps, if you keep regressing in life, if you keep going backwards, you think that it's a linear graph downward. But at one point, you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose yourself. You're going to lose your success. You're going to lose your mind. You're going to lose the people that you care about. You're going to lose so many things in life. And that happens exponentially as well. So that's the first principle. The second principle is that the worst self-limiting belief is the belief in self-limiting beliefs. I got this from a video that Nero posted just yesterday about how you can change your reality so fast that people think you sold your soul. And it's a very beautiful concept. The biggest self-limiting belief is the belief in self-limiting beliefs. Because I've come to realize recently that so much of our reality and so much of our surroundings is just a reflection of our inner state of being, our inner state of consciousness, and our mind itself. And so, as we journey through life, every single experience that we have, every single journey we get onto, all of these things are just reflections of our inner state of mind. So if we limit ourselves with any kind of belief, whether it's a negative belief, it can even be a positive belief that I'm possible, like I'm capable of making 50K a month. Wow, that's awesome. But that's in a way a negative belief because you could possibly be making say 200K a month, but you believe that 50K was your limit, and in a positive manner, but still that would have been negative for you. So I like to believe that self-limiting beliefs aren't a thing anymore, because if I believe in self-limiting beliefs, I'm technically believing in my brain's subconscious capacity to limit itself. But my brain has to be limitless if it wants to achieve limitless results. So that's the second principle. The third one is that most of your creation, most of your output and results in life are not going to be merely achieved by actions. You can do a lot of actions, but they're not the only things that are going to cause the achievement of your success. Much of it is attributed to the way you think, the way you perceive reality, your frequency in a way, your luck, which is developed through the reps. So many different factors. It's not just action and then reaction. It's not as simple as that. There's many factors to it. Fourth thing I've tried to inculcate recently is that the chase of money is not a bad thing. Now, it's a very nuanced topic because most people who go through this path of, say, chasing quick money, there's many ways to make money online. You can go into, what do you say, cryptocurrencies, find meme coins that are going to burst. You can do so many different things that will possibly make you rich very fast. However, chasing money is not a bad thing as long as you remember that you have a soul as well. Because, like Jesus said it himself, right? What good is it if a man gains the entire world but loses his own soul? So, we want to chase money in a manner where we understand that a soul is also important. Our soul and the development of who we are inside is also paramount just as much as making money is paramount to us. So, we have to make sure that we keep our souls intact, we enrich those souls, and we make sure that we um, take care of who we are inside while we also take care of our exteriors. And by exterior, I meant our surroundings. The next principle is that delusion has to be delusion. The principle of delusion has been misunderstood by so many people, wherein people think that delusion just means having a slightly higher goal than you normally would have. In my opinion, recently, from what I've seen and realized and learned, delusion is not just having a slightly bigger goal than you usually would, but it means to have such unwavering and scarily, terrifyingly calm faith that what you want is about to happen, or it's happening already. You're, like Nero says, and like most esoteric coaches would say, right? You're putting yourself into that frequency and that reality, desired reality. So you have to put yourself in that position by being that delusional, because it's like how Jesus mentioned, right? You ask and you receive, you seek and you shall find, and you knock and the door will be open to you. However, when you ask, you should ask with a good intention, and you should ask with the faith that it's going to happen. Because Jesus told his own disciples, right? If you had even a mustard seed's size of faith, you could tell a mountain to move and it'll move. You could walk on water, it'll literally happen. So, but we don't have that faith, even if it's a mustard seed size. So the amount of faith that is required by us, I mean, by God from us, is so high that it has to become a new living state of being. We should be able to look at our desired reality and the kind of life that we want to live with so much calmness, because we know that it is literally, as we speak, forming itself into our real reality. So that's another belief that I have been inculcating recently. And something that's literally blown my mind a lot in general is about how influential the mind is when it comes to creating a reality. Because so many of us, as we've grown up, have had society, or our, what do you say, our schools, our surroundings, so many different things influence the way we think, the music that we listen to, the stuff we read, the stuff we watch, all of it influencing us to believe that we are only capable of achieving a certain reality. But it's crazy when we finally understand that the reality that we achieve is directly proportional and is directly influenced and is caused by the state of consciousness that we have inside us. And it's beautiful to understand that our mind can literally create new realities if we just delusionally believe in it. So that's a few principles that I have in my mind. And I'm sure that over the next 1 year I'm going to be a millionaire without a doubt. This is something that I'm speaking into existence, and if I see this a year later, I know I got there. So this is just going to be literal video documentation, and over time, I'm going to be documenting more of my journey as I'm building a multi-million dollar business. But these are the beliefs that I have, and I want to sum it up by Romans 8 verses 31, which is that if God is for us, who can be against us? It's absolutely true that the universe and God are conspiring in the favor of those who have ambition and faith and delusion that is so high that that person will not be able to see another reality apart from the one that they desire. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be exactly the same reality, because God also gives you what you need, not really what you want. He'll give you what you work for, but also with His customizations in a way which will help you grow as a person if you believe in Him. But all in all, the kind of reality you want to live is directly influenced by the way you think. And so that's going to be my new way of thinking as I go forward in this next 1 year, as I go forward in this journey. And if you want to be part of this journey, if you would like to uh, contact me personally, and if you want to, what do you say, create a connection, and if you want to stay accountable for your journey, and if you want to see progress together, send me an email or a text. I'm going to put that all in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.